Hi. Before we start dissecting the film, we should start with the person who wrote the story of Game Changer. It's not Shankar, by the way. It is Karthik Subbaraj. It's a Karthik Subbaraj Kada, just like he writes Karthik Subbaraj's Padam. If you know him and like his movies, you are my friend already. For those of you who don't, I'm sure you would know his movies Pizza, Jigar Thanda, Peta, and Jigar Thanda XXL. Jigar Thanda XXL is very important to our discussion because I think Jigar Thanda XXL inspired a lot of story in Game Changer. Even though Karthik Subbaraj and Shankar are two very different kind of filmmakers evident with their filmography, Pizza being a suspense thriller, Jigar Thanda being a drama, Peta a stylish action flick with Rajnikant in it, but both of them seem to have a shared love over the concept of oppressed fighting over the oppressors, with Karthik Subbaraj in Jigar Thanda XXL and Shankar with all his films. Game Changer feels like a brainchild of these two brains, Karthik Subbaraj's story and Shankar's execution of a political action film. Granted, it is not competing with the likes of OK Okado or Bharati Yudu or Shivaji. How would it? Exhibit A. The god of music A.R. Rahman isn't scoring for these films. Side note, I miss the Shankar and A.R. combination very much. Exhibit B. Writer Sujata, who has helped Shankar in his movies, is no more. The lack of Sujata's presence is evident in all his films since then. Exhibit C. There is no comparison between actors like Arjun and Kamal Hassan versus Ram Charan. Considering these points, I had my expectations pretty much low, like a 5 on 10 or probably a 6 on 10. But I'm glad that after watching the film, I rate it a little higher. So if you know what you're going to get or what you're getting into, I think makes for a better experience. Rajamouli is great at this, setting expectations. I still vividly remember the audio launches of Eega and Maryada Ramana where Rajamouli narrated the entire story and the concepts of the films. The good thing about the movie is it does not try to be a Robo or an I or a Shivaji. It is more in the zone of OK Okadu / Mudilvan or Nayak. Funny thing is, even Ram Charan as Ram Nandan in the movie acknowledges the existence of a one-day CM in his dialogues with S.J. Surya. Probably a shared universe. Speaking about the actor with the most screen time, S.J. Surya. Man, what an action machine he is. Even though there is no evolution to his character, his acting still felt powerful. I'm also aware that a lot of audience would have felt his dialogue delivery / shouting a bit repetitive. But having an antagonist like S.J. Surya is a solid 8 on 10. Thaman's music was neither excellent nor bad. I mean, it was okay. Songs like Jaragandi and Kondadevara were nice and fresh. Special mention to the BGM he composed for the antagonist. It was powerful. It was as if the BGM would convey the cunning nature of the villain through its hum. A solid 7 on 10. Ram Charan did an okay job as an IAS officer in the present day, but he did a good job as a rural leader in the flashback. I'm sure it reminds you of his character in Rangasthalam for a very specific reason. I'm not going to spoil it for you, watch it. 7 on 10 for the flashbacks character, 6 on 10 for the modern day character. Coming to the hero of this film, director Shankar. Shankar is known for his grandeur in his films, the set pieces, the action episodes. Game Changer also had these elements, but in a different way. Like I said, it is not trying to be a Shivaji. The first 30 minutes of the film felt like a sure shot flop. Random action episodes, unnecessary hero hype, the Lungi episode, the forced love track, the comedy tracks. But at the 40-minute mark is where the Karthik Subbaraj story really takes off. Interval bangs are Karthik Subbaraj's strong suit. Jigar Thanda had such an interval banger, I still remember that I paused the movie for a while and wondered what happened. Game Changer's interval was also spot on. The way the story turns and sets you up for what's coming next, it felt paisa vasool. Jaragandi had all the elements of a Shankar song, the huge set piece, graphics were nice, and hundreds of dancers. Being honest, I was a fan of this song since it released in March and was one of the top 1 percentile listeners on Spotify. Anand Sriram also gets a honorable mention. One complaint I have with the songs is it felt as if they were not properly placed. Otherwise, Shankar's direction get a solid 8 on 10. The flashback episode is undoubtedly very strong. Each character had their own motives. Every character had depth. The character changed according to the opportunities. It had been a while I've seen such a drama in Telugu films, especially Srikant's character. As a true follower, as an opportunist, as a chief minister, he nailed it all. After having a very nice run as a hero, Srikant is proving himself to be a bankable character artist. Solid 9 on 10. Kiara Advani had very little screen time and very little character depth. She looked gorgeous though, like every heroine in Shankar's films. On the other hand, Anjali had a wonderful character and she nailed it. Playing as a rural character, she was excellent in the folk dance episodes. Must watch. And also as an old lady who's fighting against the corruption with her petitions. Her character also had a wonderful arc. Not gonna spoil it for you. Must watch. 9 on 10. Comedy, which is a strong element in Shankar's film, took a backseat in Game Changer. All the comedy episodes felt forced and unfunny. Sunil's characters did not match to the vibe of a sidekick like in OK Okkadu or in Shivaji. 5 on 10. In conclusion, you should stay away from Game Changer if none of these points made sense to you. But on the off chance they did, and if you admire Shankar's direction, Karthik Subbaraj's stories, Thaman's BGMs, decent characters, decent songs and acting, irrespective of what the reviews say and how the numbers are, you should give it a try. See you until the next good movie.